You probably notice that these writers of love songs never, if ever, take as a starting point the nose. Do they? Now, be honest, they never take as the starting point the nose. I know it gets a bit dirty at times, but... I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I wouldn't have had that happen for the world. No, it gets a wee bit dirty, but in general, the nose is quite a nice shape, you know. It's quite a poetic shape. His is a bloody mess, but most noses are quite nice. So what we're going to do is remedy that situation, and we would like to sing a song about a man with a nose, like a hose. It's true, this man's nose was about as long as Leith Walk in Edinburgh, and you know how long that is. It wasn't his fault, he was born with it, but oh, what a souster. Oh, big and wide line, what a length. So long and so big, in fact, that it landed him in all sorts of trouble, all during his life. And that's exactly what we'd like to sing about now. Thank you very much.
On the 17th of March in the La-di-da-di-da, a son was born to Mrs. La-di-dum. He had 2 arms, 2 legs, a mouth and ears and eyes, and the usual la-di-da-di-da-di-dum.
It's his bloody nose we're singing about. How's it you got all the filth on your side?
Well, it's coincidence. They duly christened him la-di-da-di-da. They gave his second name as Da-di-dum. And throughout his life, and he lived for 90 years, he was known as La-di-da-di-da-di-dum. As he grew up, his la-di-da-di-da grew quicker than his other da-di-dum. And when he was 15, everyone remarked on his great big la-di-da-di-da-di-dum. He met a girl in a la-di-da-di-da. She was pretty, though a little da-di-dum. And the reason that he loved her best was she didn't mind his la-di-da-di-da-di-dum. Her mother was awfully la-di-da-di-da. Her father was completely da-di-dum. And they sat down to dinner off salmon mayonnaise and a bowl of la-di-da-di-da-di-dum. Now it all went well till the la-di-da-di-da. He bent to take a bite of da-di-dum. He cocked his plate and the salmon mayonnaise fell upon his la-di-da-di-da-di-dum. Her mother cried loudly, la-di-da-di-da. Her father sort of mumbled, da-di-dum. And her mother said, dear, you must try to find a boy with a smaller la-di-da-di-da-di-dum.
What's going on? Put your false teeth back in.
They are. But they married in the spring, la-di-da-di-da. They honeymooned in lovely da-di-dum. But they found that they couldn't get in the double bed for his great big la-di-da-di-da-di-dum. You know, you ought to be ashamed of yourself at your age. You get to your time of life, you should have given that kind of thing up long ago. My wife did. Yeah, that's no funny when I come out. And so they decided, la-di-da-di-da, to use 2 single beds for da-di-dum. They slept together and they used the other one just to rest his la-di-da-di-da-di-dum. On the 19th of June, in la-di-da-di-da, he took ill with an attack of da-di-dum. So they wrapped him up in bandages that ended with a bow round
his la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-dum. He died on the morning of la-di-da-di-da, a victim of the dreaded da-di-dum. They put him in his coffin, but they couldn't shut the lid for his great big la-di-da-di-da-di-dum. Now the undertaker, la-di-da-di-da, decided on a plan for Daddy-Dum. He made another coffin, roughly 3 feet 2 by 1, just to take his la-di-da-di-da-di-dum. Now you can read on his tombstone, la-di-da-di-da, the son of la-di-da-di-da-di-dum. Here lies his body, and in the next grave up but one lies his la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di.